Hello, good evening, everyone. Professor, today we will talk about the rise and the challenges of China's informal economy. I'm the first lecturer. My name is Yuan Renong. The second lecturer is my friend Zhao Xinran, and the third lecturer is Han Nirong. The fourth lecturer is Zhu Anyu. Okay. Today we have the four parts. The first part is in introduction and understanding the rise of informal economy. The second part is contributions. We struggle a double-edged sword. The third part is policy gaps and international comparison. Uh, the the fourth part is quality recommendation and the future outlook. Mm, okay, we will start my presentation. My topic is introduction and understanding the rise of the informal economy. Mm, okay. Let's start with a quick through. How many of you have ordered food delivery, um, taken a ride share, or watched a news streamer protein products recently? Yeah. Now imagine if all those servers apartments out night. I think the life will feel hard, wouldn't it? The people behind those servers are part of the informal economy, a sector that supports millions of live houses yet remains unprotected. Um, the first, for example, in China alone, over 200 million people, nearly 25% of the workforce, belong to this sector. Globally, the International Labour Organization (ILO) uh, estimate 61 of the world's workforce. 2 billion people are in formal employment. In Africa, this figure rise to 85%, and South Africa report 68%. I think it's very high number. Okay, um, before we salute this question, we need to know what is the informal economy. The ILO defines the informal economy as work that is unregistered, unre, unregulated, and like social protections. This includes delivery ride like Meituan, Ele.me, um, and ride-hailing driver like Didi. Live stream seller. This picture is about the Meituan. In China, it's very there are many people to work on this job. Um, live live stream seller like TikTok, Kuaishou. This picture is about the TikTok. This seller is very famous in China. Okay. Freelancers, like writers, designers, content creators, and then street vendors, domestic helpers, construction day laborers. Those jobs are flexible and accessible, but then they come with no contracts, unstable incomes, and zero social security. Security. Yeah. Mm, Now we have a question. Why is China's informal economy growing? Let's break it down into three key focus. The first focus is COVID-19's economy impact. The pandemic led to widespread job losses. The National Bureau of Statistics reports a 30% increase in flexible employment from 2020 to 23. Yeah. A World Bank study found that uh, 47% of households in developing countries relied on informal work after losing formal jobs. Mm, the sec, yeah, the second factor is the digital platform boom. Mm, Companies like Meituan, Didi, and TikTok reshaped the job structures. Mm, uh, Mikari's global gig economy report shows digital digital platforms now account for 30% of new jobs in emerging markets. Alibaba's Taobao live streams alone collected 1.73 million jobs in 2022. And then the third focus is work preference. A 2023 Peking University survey found that 30% of Gen Z workers prefer informal jobs of flexibility and freedom over traditional 9 to 5 work. Okay, thank you for your listening. Welcome to my friend Zhao Xingren to talk about the part two. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the second part, which is about contributions where the struggles a double-edged sword. The information economy plays a significant role in global job creation. In 2023, for instance, as per the National Bureau of Statistics, over 200 million people in China, accounting for 25% of the workforce, rely on informal jobs. The International Labour Organization reported that 80% of workers in India are in the informal sector. They are so poor that what they can't cover basic living costs. And the statistics show that South Africa's informal sector contributes 18% to the GDP, especially during COVID-19. As formal businesses closed, informal workers emerged as essential. For example, Meituan and enemy riders kept food deliveries going. In 2022, China's live streaming market significantly driven by informal sellers, according to research, soared to 4.9 trillion RMB. Meanwhile, data from the World Bank shows that in 2022, Brazil's informal sector contributed 17% of the GDP. Evidently, the informal economy is not merely a safety net, but an economy entry that sustains countries, particularly in times of crisis. Jobs served in the informal sector might seem to offer freedom, but in reality, the associated risks far outweigh the advantages in terms of freedom. For many, informal work is not about freedom but survival, especially considering the prevalent income instability. As per Meituan's 2023 report, 37% of its riders are less than 3,000 RMB, about $420 dollars per month, which is below urban minimum wages. In India, Oxfam's 2022 data shows that 40% of gig workers are below the poverty line. Even in wealthy countries like the UK, the guideline reported in 2023 that Uber drivers make less than £5 per hour. Lack of social protections means workers are left unprotected against financial hardships. Most informal workers lack healthy insurance, pensions, or insurance compensation. A 2023 EU report found 45% of gig workers remain uninsured, and in China, injured Meituan drivers often face hospital bills alone. Okay, now let's move on to the third part.
Okay, let's talk about the policy gaps and international comparisons. And we can say there are two core issues in China. The first one is outdated labor laws fail to protect informal workers. And the second one is lack of platform accountability. And then they will give the detailed issues in China. China's labor contract law was designed to protect the informal workers, ensuring the minimum wage, social insurance, and severance pay. However, this law excludes gig and informal workers. And this classification allowed many companies to bypass legal obligation like the social insurance contributions. And according to a report in China in 2023, about 78 of the gigawatts, they didn't understand their legal status. So it's a very bad situation for the gigawatts in China. And similarly, in California, we can see there are Proposition 22 initially allowed the Uber and Lyft to classify drivers as contractors. It helped them save millions in benefits. Fortunately, after protests, reforms introduced partial healthcare and wage guarantees. It is a very good news for the gigaworks and informal workers in California. And next, we can see there are many good examples in other countries. For example, in Canada, they designed a model called dependent contractor. This model designed for the gig workers who rely on one company for most of the income, and they don't fully control their work. So this model will help them to give them the partial employee benefits like the vacation pay and health coverage. At the same time, it can help them to maintain the job flexibility. Another country is Germany. Germany can support the gig work by offering the government-funded retailing. It can help them to translation to a higher paying stable careers like the IT and other green energy sectors. And we can also say in Spain, they just classify delivery works as employee. It can give them the full labor rights. For example, the platform like Glovo, they must disclose their algorithms. It can prevent secret pay cards and workload manipulations. So, according to this good example, what can we learn from the global lessons? For China, firstly, we can set the common prosperity goals. It can reduce long-term income inequality. And secondly, set the hybrid regulation. It will require the platform to ensure the minimum income stability and social security contributions. At the same time, maintain the workers' flexible schedule. Last but not least, China must have this policy blending the global best practice with a local solution to ensure the gig work are empowered, not exploited. And my part is finished. Let's welcome the next speaker.
Hello, Professor. My name is Zuo Anyu, and that we have explored the rise and challenges of China's informal economy. Let's not stop there. It's time to propose real, actionable solutions to make this economy not only functional, but fair and sustainable. Firstly, we need to revise labor laws. Informal workers deserve basic protections like health insurance and sick leave without giving up job flexibility. One idea is to create a new category, dependent contractor. For example, Canada's Ontario Labor Relations Act already does this, giving freelancers the right to collective bargaining, a balance between employee and independent worker. Next, we must hold platforms accountable. Platforms profit from gig workers. They should contribute to social security like insurance. While a 2022 law requires companies to pay based on worker hours, Spain went even further with the Rider law, turning couriers into employees. The result, wages rose by 12%, and workers got better accident coverage. This shows that platform accountability works, and China can adapt this approach too. We also need to empower workers directly. Government-funded retraining programs can help gig workers transition to higher-paying jobs. Germany's program moved coal miners into renewable energy jobs with a 60% success rate. And let's not forget the power of worker unions. India's gig workers union secured health insurance and accident compensation for food delivery riders. With the right support, Chinese gig workers can achieve the same. Looking ahead, China's digital economy is expected to grow 12.9% annually by 2028. That's massive. However, AI and automation will replace many traditional jobs, meaning the informal economy, especially gig work, will expand. We can't stop this shift, but we can make sure this job offers sustainable income, dignity, and security. In the end, the informal economy isn't a temporary fix. It's part of our future. These workers are not an invisible backbone. They are the beating heart of our daily lives. It's time to reshape policies, enforce corporate accountability, and empower workers to build an economy that's not just functional, but fair and future-proof. It's over. Thank you, my professor.